Have you ever felt like you wanted to go out for a nice walk, but you didn't because of bugs or the weather or something like that? I think all of us have at some point. I don't like bug bites either. But I hope that won't stop us from getting outside and really connecting with nature. Because letting a little annoyances like bugs stop us is kind of like refusing to go to the gym because you don't want to get sweaty. And don't get me wrong, I realize plenty of people do that. But here's the thing. Avoiding having a relationship with nature because of bugs or rain or whatever is really focusing on something that isn't relevant. We give up something fundamental for the sake of a short-term inconvenience. What do I mean by fundamental? If you're like me, being out in nature, connecting with nature, is the actual connection to what's real in the universe and in ourselves. Imagine missing the awe of a sunset, or the calm sensation of just hearing those waves come in and out. And it's something that you're not going to necessarily know that you can have in that walk unless you go. We're always going to be surprised by that connection with nature, by getting out there and seeing what we see. This is what's real, not our phones or our computers. And so I'm offering a few ideas that I hope might help. For me, it helps to decide what's important and focus on that. Before you go out, why are you going out? It doesn't have to be the same as my reasons or anyone else's. Just decide what's important to you and move toward it, mentally and physically. When something starts to distract you, keep your focus on that North Star you set for yourself and move on. Will it still be annoying or uncomfortable? Maybe, but you don't have to give it power over you. Eventually, you'll get used to it and realize that that little bit of annoyance doesn't even bother you that much. And building off of that one, let's say you decide to go for a walk around a lake and those pesky mosquitoes start biting. You're bummed because you really wanted to spend some time contemplating the water. So lean into that. Find joy in the details. Focus your attention on contemplating the water, and every time you're physically brushing off those mosquitoes, which you probably will be, keep your mental focus on what you're there for. If it's not the water, then try focusing on details of leaves or flowers of the plants around you. What sounds do you hear as you walk? Focus on your senses. Another thing that can really help is to know what might bother you and plan for it. Wear the clothes, the gear, whatever it might be, that will make you as comfortable as possible. And if none of that is really helpful, then one thing you might want to consider is to just choose an easier entry point. Maybe a different place to go. If bugs are the thing you most dread, choose a place where they're unlikely to be. Maybe start with a manicured park instead of a wilderness reserve. No matter what entry point you choose, journal your experience. Record your thoughts and experiences and celebrate what really matters. I suspect you'll find that over time, your journaling will mention the annoyances less and less as you deepen your connection with nature. One caveat here, all of this is meant to apply to safe situations. Use good judgment when you're going out in nature. Don't go for a stroll in a hurricane or poke a snake with a stick. I know, those are extremes, but stranger things have happened. Even insects like mosquitoes and ticks can be dangerous if they're carrying diseases. So find out what you're likely to encounter and make choices to keep yourself and your friends safe. So let's celebrate the beauty and the awe that we find in our amazing home. while recognizing that, yeah, there are plenty of things about being in nature that don't necessarily match the idealized image we often have. I'm here to build the world I want to live in a community of people who value nature. And in doing so, we can deepen our relationship not just with nature, but with ourselves and each other. See you outside.